This has been my villager trading hall for the last 1,000 days in my Minecraft world. And this is my industrial district. And yes, I know what you're all thinking. It's not very pretty, is it? I have built some cool things in this world. I built this giant animal farm. And this ultimate underground zoo, which you can check out below. But this isn't good enough. So I am on a mission to build the ultimate villager village. I'm going to be making a village for every single trade in this game, and today we're going to be starting off with one, which I will leave as a surprise. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. First thing I needed us to do was a bit of terraforming. So I've started this on an island where my main house is. Well, technically it's not an island at the moment, but I'm going to try and make it into an island. So we're just going to flatten this top bit of the mountain for now. And next thing I'm going to do is I want 2 rivers going all the way around to make it some sort of an island. So we're going to start here just by mapping out the terrain. Obviously, before we start that, let's get a beacon set up. Now that that is set up with haste 2 for the speed mining, we can start on the digging. We don't want this river to be massive, we just want it to be quite subtle and look very authentic. So I started digging out both sides. I just wanted to see if it's a good enough size for what I wanted. And after I did flatten it all out, I realised I could do with a few more blocks either side. So that's exactly what I did. And now that we've got it mapped out, I'm going to dig about 5 blocks below, because obviously there needs to be water in it and I don't want it to be shallow. So we dug 5 blocks down, and then I started placing the dirt back in to give it the river feel. Now that we've got the riverbed sorted, we can grab a bucket of water and start filling. Unfortunately, you have to start filling from the bottom and do it layer by layer, but let's just quickly smash this out. And with that finally done, we can fly up and have a little look from above, which I think it's turned out really nice. And as we fly on over to the other side, you can see here, this is where I'm going to be doing the second one. So I'm going to start here and make my way all the way around and join onto this original riverbed. And I'm not going to bore with you this because I literally just built one. So let's just quickly go. And that is done. As you can see, it's starting to look like somewhat of an island now. I know it's still attached on that one bit, but you need some way of access onto the island. I think it looks pretty good. I never usually do this kind of terraforming or river making, so I'm quite proud of myself. With the river set out, it's now time to clear everything on the island, and unfortunately, that means mass murder. So we've cleared this main animal pen out. We're just going to destroy these fences up. And then obviously I've got this automatic sheep farm as well, which is going to have to go. Luckily, I have the other one built in my giant sheep that you saw at the start of the episode. Now that is all cleared, we can also get rid of this concrete converter, which is actually a shame because this is very handy. Luckily, it only takes about 2 seconds to rebuild. And now that everything is actually cleared on the island, it's time to just go around and fully terraform it out. I just want to set out exactly where all of our buildings are going to go. I'm not sure whether to keep this one or not. This one was already here, but I don't know if it's going to fit the theme. I feel like it should mainly be stone. Just little hints of the other blocks. I don't know. I just don't think that's looking very nice. Do you reckon the cobblestone shouldn't be in there? Or do you reckon I need to kind of like feather the dirt down a little bit? A bit more like that. Yeah, I think it looks better. Yeah, it looks more natural. I don't want it to look stupid. Yeah, I think that looks better. That section there looks better than this, 100%. This is gonna take a while. Ah! Oh, such riveting gameplay this is. Alright, I've just come over to my creative world and I've just built up a couple of little designs that I'm going to use for this fishing island. So first of all, these are going to be the small houses that I've marked out. Obviously, I'm going to do all the designing after, that's why these ones look quite bare, but like the decorations and that. So yeah, we're going to have, majority of this is going to be these. They're just going to be like little fisherman houses. And then this one here, and also this one are going to be the two sort of shops that are dotted around. I think these both look quite nice. I've added a chimney to this one as well. And then this one here is going to be the factory, which is going to sit right at the top of the little cliff edge that's in the center. I might have maybe even two of these. This is where they're going to be cooking the fish and also like packaging it. So I might have one for the cooking as such, because this one's also got the chimneys on. Then I might have another one next to it for the packaging. Alright, so with these all built, I can now go back to my hardcore world and start building. Now that I had all the designs set, I could come back over to my world and start clearing out some of the wall that I placed down. What I wanted to do was get my schematics up and place them all around the world, get them into position and lock them in before I started any building. I didn't want to build one and then it's too close to another one. So I fully organised it out. I decided I'm going to have the main housing around the back and the shops in the big centre. So let's grab some materials up. As you can see here, I've got a nice amount of materials stored up and we can get to building. Unfortunately, a lot of my files did corrupt around this time, so I have actually built all of the lower buildings, as you can kind of see in the background. So instead of showcasing them now, I'll showcase them right at the end. But now that we're done with the bottom section, we can come up to the top and start building this main factory. And after a little bit of time, we have finally finished. So that means all of the main structures are now built. And now what we can do is grab some glass panes and some campfires and other decorations and just make our way all the way around the island, fully decorating the buildings. Now that all the buildings have their campfires and trapdoors, we've got some stone walls and place this the whole way around the island, because obviously I do not want the villagers escaping, and also I do not want mobs coming in killing my villagers. And now that that is all done, we can finally start on the path that is going to wrap around the whole island. If you haven't seen my last video, or it might have been even the video before of the ultimate zoo, please go check it out. But this is the design that I used on the path. It's just, you know, the trusty old reliable path, a mixture of different blocks. Decided to use this border of slabs just to kind of frame it off so it don't look too strange. And obviously, if you haven't seen my last video, this is going to be the design. I'm going to run around and place a bunch of these lamps just to light up the path. And then I'm going to use coarse dirt as the main block with some mossy cobble dotted around inside. After that, I'm going to use these podzol blocks with then some gravel dotted around as well. And then finally, to finish it off, it is dirt blocks. So with the path and most of the buildings down, I've realised that unfortunately the first ever house I built in this world just doesn't fit the theme. So I thought, let's just destroy this, or let's have a bit of fun and burn it down. And with my house all burnt down and the blocks destroyed that needed destroying, I can leave this world and head over to my creative world, where I came up with this nice design for the main house that will be my house on this island. Each village that I do build in this series is going to have a house just for me, as well as all of the villagers, and this is going to be my one. It's not a massive design, it's just nice. And then also, I wanted these kind of like little builder huts. Obviously these are fisherman villages, but you know what I mean, like just little storage huts just down by the pier, and they're very basic design, but I thought it just adds a little bit extra. So then we can extend the path down to this area and keep it going. And after completing that final piece, you can see, and I'm very happy to say, that the path is complete. I feel like paths are just one of them things in this game that are they're just boring, but they do make a nice little feature into it. So what I'm going to do now is, I noticed there was a bit of empty space here, so I'm just going to extend the land a little bit more, and I am actually going to build one more house right on this spot, just like so. And I'm not going to bore you with it, that's why I've just cut through. If you do want to see all of the behind the scenes footage, I am thinking about starting a second channel with a lot longer uncut footage, because obviously I do take on quite these big projects, and if you don't believe that I'm doing them, I will prove it. I know some people aren't even thinking that, but I'm happy to prove it. So next up, I'm going to build this pier. It's a very basic pier again. Like I said, and I say this in every episode, I am not good at building. I wing all of this. I've never really built anything in my worlds, and that is why I wanted to start this series, to try and also just improve on my building skills. So that's what I'm doing here, and as I fly down here, you can see all the buildings, it's all coming together nicely, but obviously now we need decorations, and I thought the first bit of decorations I could do are lampposts. So I grabbed these barrels and the walls to match the rest of the walls, just added a couple of lanterns going down to it. And I dotted these the whole way round just to give that extra bit of lighting on the island. And now that we had the lampposts dotted all the way round, obviously this isn't lighting up behind the buildings, so I just ran around placing some more lanterns, and I'm going to hide them in these grass bushes. I just wanted to bone meal everything up just to give it a bit of life to it, a few flowers and a few bits of grass. It's surprising how much a bit of bone mealing actually does transform the place. After doing all of that, I did build this little market stall here, as you can see in the background, and I'm just going to light up all the way around it. And then also, I had this little peninsula kind of part of the cliff, and I thought it would make a nice little relaxation spot. So I dug out the ground a little bit and just added a couple of bit of texture in with the dirt and the cobblestone, and then I placed down a campfire in the middle with some stairs and a couple of signs going around just to make some sort of L-shaped bench, and I think this is looking quite cute. Now that that's done, I'm just going to go around and make a couple more little market stalls and just a bit more decorating, just to kind of really bring this whole place together. And like I said, I've never built half this stuff before, so it kind of looks like a market stall, it kind of doesn't. But, you know, I'm happy with it either way. Now that the bottom section is mainly done, I then needed a way to get up to the top factory part, so I used a mixture of cobblestone and mossy cobblestone for a wall, and then the deep slate brick slabs for a staircase going up, which I think looks quite good. And after that, just for a pop of colour, because I thought some sections were still looking quite bare, I added a few different peony patches, just with some peonies and some fences, and just dotted them all around. I quite like the pink, and I also decided that each village is going to have a specific colour linked to it. As you can see soon, I will be placing pink banners going around as well, and I thought the pink peony bushes, I mean, they are somewhat purple, but we'll call them pink. They're just dotted around. I think it brings that extra bit of colour. And now that that's done, I could then texture the floor at the top outside the factory and add a couple of bits of decoration. I then headed back down to the bottom and added these iron bars leading across the shops. And then I added some chains and some picture frames underneath, as if they've got fish hanging and drying from them. And then I went around and just added a few more fish in the market stands and some of these pink banners just dotted around, just to make it feel like it's been lived in. I then decided also, just to give that a little bit more at the top next to the factory, I built this little silo. It's nothing special, but then obviously I need to fill it up with water because the silo is for fishes. And I think it's turned out quite nice as well. It's just giving that little bit extra. And obviously on this island, this is leading down to my main storage system, which still hasn't been completed, the entrance part. So I quickly just designed this and added a few more blocks in just to kind of make it flow a bit nicer. Now that that's done, this is the part I was dreading. And I'm not going to lie to you, I think I only done the interiors for about 3 buildings. But 3 is better than none. I just kind of went around, added a bed, added some chests and some crafting tables. I didn't really do much. But then I decided to bring the villagers over, as obviously I want this place to be packed with life. So I wanted to get them bred up as soon as possible. So I chucked a bunch of carrots down, got them all breeding, and that was pretty much it. The whole village is now done, and obviously I'm going to showcase it now. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you so much for all of the support that I've had in the last 2 or 3 episodes. It's been so unbelievable, and I can't thank you all enough. If you do enjoy my content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the final piece of this village.